kind introduction, and I'm so glad to be here. And it is a very special moment for me because it is, as you said, my journey in many ways started here in India 23 years ago when I was so lucky to be elected out of hundreds of women in Norway to a program called Understanding Across Borders. So in the part of Rotary, I was here. And I was so inspired being here, learning about your culture, but also the struggle of women I met during my stay, 5 weeks here in India, where I lived in private houses with real families to learn about the nature of their cultures, that when I got back to Norway, I was so inspired that I wanted to help. But I didn't know how. But I met this woman that was helping children that have disabilities, and she needed English books. She needed something for them to learn, to write, and to read. So I reached out to all the schools in Norway, and I collected 16,000 English books for children. And I got them shipped to India. And it was at the time in Mumbai, there was a delegation that looked at the book, and I was so happy that I did this, and suddenly I had a letter with a copy of the book in return, and saying, "We are so grateful, Anne, for your effort in collecting all these books, but unfortunately we cannot use them." And I didn't understand, and I wondered why, and they said because there is a photo of a girl in shorts, and it's difficult for us to use this as a teaching material. And I suddenly realized that there was a very important thing that I haven't considered. I haven't asked what kind of books they needed. So in that early young age, I understood how difficult it is to help. And it took me years and years to understand, well, how can I then contribute? And in 2006, the opportunity again arose, where I had the possibility to create, together with the founder, Per Saksegård, an organization called the Business for Peace Foundation, that are lifting up business persons to show good examples of how it's possible to do sustainable development and business, giving back to society, and also, of course, making money. The organization today is a success, and annually we give awards to business people around the world. But during that work, from 2006, one thing came to mind, that everyone visiting us and my travels around the world to meet all these business leaders, they say it's so wonderful to be back in this peace capital of Oslo. And that comment stuck in my mind. And I think it's a paradox, because yes, we are a peace capital. Yes, I work with the Nobel Peace Prize. Yes, I work with the Peace Institute for Research. But paradoxically, they do not work together, neither in Norway or the rest of the world. And you know why? Because they are all struggling for and fighting for the same funding, for the same audience, for being seen. And I said, well, this cannot go on any longer, because individually, we can never reach out strong enough to the world by ourselves. We do not have the means, we do not have the people. So I said, what if we created a neutral organization where all peace organizations can work through? So you can do that without competing with each other. And it's a good example for the Nobel Institute, for example. They need to stay completely neutral. They cannot work together with anyone. But through this organization, they say, well, then we can, because then we relate to the organization and not directly with other potential businesses and organizations. So through that work, 2015, the idea that sprang in 2006 Established in 2011, started in 2015 for an annual gathering for the world focusing on peace-related initiatives. Last year, we had the challenges of urbanization. How can we not only look at technology and smart cities and green cities, but how can we create cities where it's about the people? How can we change the diversities? How can we have focus about living together despite of our differences? And as many of you, I'm sure, know, more than 70% of the population is predicted to live in cities in 2015. So what do we do if we already have so many challenges living closely together today with only 54% of citizens living in cities? We need to address this, but with the people first. We mean and we believe that people is forgotten in all the mind of technology. It is us first, and then how can technology help us to develop peaceful environments? So through that work, we are also now aiming for a World Peace exhibition in Oslo in 2021. So in my work, through my intuition, through my creation, I have now taken, and this is a pre-launch, 4 months of time to travel the world, learning what I didn't learn 23 years ago here in India, asking the world, do you want to have a peace expo in Norway, Oslo, to share solution and knowledge in 2021? So anyone, I will be around the world for 4 months. If you want to invite, I would gladly come and we can discuss it further. So thank you very much.